Welcome to Total War Warhammer, and as this should say on the thumbnail, this is an introduction, so if you're not interested in me just talking about the game, feel free to jump to what would be effectively part 1, which should go up on the same day as this introduction. So if you're not interested in me talking about the game and why I'm doing it, feel free just to jump to the next part. So this is Warhammer. Now, it's taken me a long time to get to actually put anything related to Warhammer on my channel. That's been for a number of reasons. The first, probably the most primary reason, is that it's been a very busy summer, and to be honest, I've had to struggle occasionally to get up content that, you know, the existing Let's Plays that I've been doing. And there's probably the follow-on from that is the fact that the Attila and White Hunts campaign probably went a lot longer than I expected, especially the Attila campaign. I mean, when I started that, I expected to run to 20, maybe 25 parts before I was destroyed, and we actually got to 70 parts, which is pretty phenomenal, and it's just finished, and I've really enjoyed that campaign. The next follow on again from that is that I really wanted to do the Western Roman Let's Play. I've been postponing it for best part of a year now, and I really wanted to get that started, and that's the reason why as I knew that the two campaigns were coming to an end, I decided that I wanted to launch the Western Roman campaign as opposed to starting a Warhammer series. And now we're going to get onto something which is probably a bit more controversial, is that I bought this game when it came out. I mean, and I pre-ordered it, but I still haven't really walked the game. I mean, despite having the game for several months, I've probably played it less than 15 hours. I've found it quite difficult to get into the Let's Play, because I must admit I am a bit of a Total War historical purist, and the fantasy element hasn't really drawn me in. But rather than just dismiss it, I've kind of said, well, I'm going to leave it till I've got time. Hopefully the summer pressure's starting to ease a little bit now, so I've got a bit more time now to look into the game, because I think part of playing this game is you've got to learn the lore and all the different elements. It's a totally different game style from the normal Total War. Like when Attila came out, you could transfer some of the elements from Rome 2 into Attila. The games followed. Where Warhammer, yes, the game follows, but at the same time there's elements in there which take the game in a new direction, such as flying units and stuff like that. So I thought, wow, it's time to give it a fair shake, and that's what I intend to do. So what we're going to do is obviously I've got the Beastman DLC, but we're going to do a grand campaign. I don't want to get into anything that's, I want to learn the mechanics, and you can see here I've got all the factions that are currently available. Beastmen, I think Warriors of Chaos, I think that was what came free with the game, and I kind of been through these, and yes, some of you guys may say this is a bit of a cop out, but I'm going to do the Dwarfs. Now, the reason I'm going to do the Dwarfs is purely and simply that as I've already said, that I need to get into this game, and I think if you kind of read through here, where is it? The Dwarves don't actually have no magic. So I think this is someone coming from my perspective. I think this is probably a very good first campaign that I can get to feel for the gameplay and how it works without getting too tied into all the magical elements. And as far as I can tell by reading, as I say, I will emphasise by reading, I haven't actually even watched that much gameplay actually, which is unusual for me, partly because I've been too busy. I've had to balance recording against watching other YouTubers. Is that I think the Dwarfs are quite a straightforward race to play. So let's get into the Dwarfs. I'm not going to read this quite long introduction, because this is another reason why I'm doing an introduction. This is quite a complex thing, as it says here. And we're going to say, let's look at the race mechanics. It says can only capture territory belonging to the Greenskins and other dwarf factions. Again, I'm not there. I know they're very much aware that there's a mod that allows you to play in the traditional Total War style, but I think it's important that we stick within the ethos of the game for at least the first couple of campaigns. And it grudges the enemy actions result in grudge missions over which must be settled in order to achieve a campaign victory. Use of underway. Armies can choose to use the network of underground tunnels to avoid impassable terrain and enemy armies. Now, I've got a vague idea what an underway is, but I've to emphasise, I haven't played the Dwarfs as a faction. The ones I've messed around with has been the Empire, and I think I played a little bit of the Warriors of Chaos, and I think I had a look at Beastmen, the actual when that first came out as well. So and it seems every army starts with or you have top units, that's it, yeah, sorry. And so the top units here are Iron Drakes. These are flamethrower infantry, armoured, anti-infantry, weak against armour. You see there's a lot more stats. Well, they're familiar stats, but I think it's nice that you can actually see them, and they're actually in a format that's read. You've got the gyro bombers. This is one of the new elements, which I'll be honest, I'm still a bit uncomfortable with this idea of flying units. And you can say these are armoured piercing missiles, anti-infantry. You can see these, I can't compare the stats because I don't know enough about the units. And you've got gyrocopter bomb, magical resistance, and we've got slayers, axe infantry, anti-large, fast, light dwarf, death blow, and whirling axes. Again, I think anti-large is going to play quite a big element in the combat now, because in Attila and Rome 2, anti-large was good, but quite often you can fight a whole campaign and that would have very little influence. I think now with all the various big units in, anti-large is quite important. It says here playstyle, which is again, it is quite an interesting aspect to the game. It says durable units with strong leadership, excellent ranges of strong artillery, strong economy and trade options, large technology tree with both military and civic branches. I'm under the impression that the technology trees are totally different for each faction. Magic resistance, expensive unit recruitment cost and upkeep, that could be interesting. No cavalry, that could be very interesting. So I presume the gyrocopters act as a kind of flying cavalry. Small military unit size, so again, and no magic. So then it says initial challenge easy. Now we're going to have a quick look at the victory objectives. I will probably play the short campaign for this because I don't want this to run into we'll see how it goes, but my initial objective will be to play the short campaign for the dwarfs, and then if it goes well and things are going well, then we'll jump to one of the more like the Empire or the Vampire Counts or something like that. This is to ensure that the total severity of judges in the Great Book is no greater than 9. Not exactly sure what that actually means. Unite the following dwarf folds under direct ownership of your vassals and military allies. So there's quite a lot of dwarf folds there to be taken. So destroy the faction, greenskins, limit the number of factions to limit the following factions to the Chaos Wasteland regions, ensure the Archon of the Ever-Chosen is in a wounded state, and that could be interesting. So in some ways the victory objectives are very similar to Attila, but there's a few kind of things are specific as opposed to destroy X number of factions. So that's the victory thing. We're going to continue, and of course this is the next new element to the game, is you have to choose a faction leader. So you've got Ungrim Iron Fist, and each faction leader, these are what they call the legendary lords. As far as I know, they can't die. In fact, I'm pretty sure they can't die. So, and these are starting units. I presume these are elite units that. So this guy starts with Thunderers, Slayers, and Longbeards. He's got recruitment costs minus 25% for Slayer, upkeep for Slayer units. And it's nice that they actually show where on the map they start. But I think I'm going to start with Thorgrim Grudgebearer. And you can see here, he's the faction leader, powerful melee fighter and leader. Upkeep minus 10 for Longbeards, and hammerers units. Destruction cost -10 for military recruitment buildings. Grudge thrower, armor piercing missiles, anti-infantry, and magic resistance. So actually units can have magic units. Cannot run. This unit cannot only move at walking pace. Interesting. Certainly range 440. God, that's gonna be interesting. Quarrelers, I presume they are the equivalent to crossbowmen, armoured and shielded, decent melee combatant. So they can actually fight in melee as well. Again, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean melee attack 44, melee defense 28. So leadership, I presume leadership. Again, I'm not too sure what the unit which the high leadership is less than the improved. I presume that's equivalent to morale. So this is another reason why I actually want to fight as the dwarves, just to get a feel for thing. I'm going to play on hard difficulty because in for a penny, in for a pound. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the introduction just for this video. So I think that's about all the talking. What I'm going to do now is, I think that if you do the introduction, you actually will get some kind of battle. So I'm just going to let you guys watch the video.
The old world is a crucible of relentless war. It has ever been so. An era as long as the mountains are unyielding. As the storms gather again, it presents a chance for the brave to bring about an age of reckoning. I come to the Dwarf High King as a herald of such times, and so I find myself at the King's right hand. My presence is timely, for dire news comes from the south. Greenskins flock to the banner of a cruel war boss. Now, my liege, Thorgrim Grudgebearer, leads a mighty throng from Karazakarak, smashing aside any foes that block our path. If Grudgebearer desires to return the Karaz Angkor to its former glory, then he must rid his lands of vile greenskins. Those gathering within the shadows of Everpeak are a good start.
Fellow Dowie, I see orc scum. They foul our mountains with their vile taint. The Damaskron, our great book of grudges, is filled with such greenskin atrocities. Bring hammer and axe. Show these irks and Groby no mercy.
Here we are, guys. We're on the introduction.
Begin their attack, my lord. See for yourself.
Yeah, so this is like a tutorial introductory battle, survey the battlefield, yeah, as well. presume it will start if I...
Be sure to join the fight yourself. The warriors will be greatly inspired by your presence.
The clans unite!
I presume you can't really lose this battle, so let's have a look at the units. Quite like this idea of the guy going into battle, being carried into battle. Now, I think one of the key things... I have fought a couple of battles, guys, and I think this is going to be one of the harder kind of habits to get out with, because if you fight Total War, Attila, and even Rome too, you try to keep your generals out of trouble, where I think in the impression I get in this game is that your generals lead from the front. So I think what we're going to do is I can only control these two units at the moment, so yeah, this is going to be you could say one of the difficult elements of the game. Remember, yep. I don't think I need a battle tutorial. I think what we're going to try and do is get up and have a bit of a flanking attack. Come on, guys. Must admit, having the smaller units allows these guys to have a lot more better graphics. I think there might be a case of... Come on. I think what we're going to do is bring foreign Grudgebearer round the back. And I think we'll bring... now they've got these guys pinned, I think we're... Come on, foreign. In you go. Come on, do something. Oh, yeah. So I think as long as the frame rate holds up, I think we'll be... So what have we got here? Deadly Onslaught, Cleft activate. Foe Seeker. Oh, these must be special attributes. Affects 24% speed. That's speed up. Stand your ground. Effects.
To take charge of the forces you control, sir. Effective command of your army is a skill worth mastering.
Yep. So let's get these guys in now. Well, I think we can get... Those are trolls. Team get on the trolls. Again, I'm gonna have to Longbeard. I don't think. Yeah, thank you. I'm not sure. Oh, these guys are getting. That's why. Bring these guys up. I think foreign Grudgebearer. Get you guys in behind on these big un. Actually, I'm not doing very well here. I think if we get you in, you can go up against the trolls. You guys come in here and see what our foreign does. I think this is going to be one of the key elements, is that
your presence will sway the battles. Your words and actions can inspire the troops before
right,
you.
I don't want him to run off. I think we need to get these troops back in. Quarrelers. These guys are very tired and they're routing. Thorgrim Grudgebearer. No.
The enemy general joins the battle at last.
Right. I think we'll bring you up here. Orc Araboys. Orc Biggin. Get in on the Orc Biggins. So where's the general? Oh, there he is. Lots of banging and crashing. Right. I think.
The greenskins run for their mountain, my king, Grudgebearer. The battlefield is secure.
It's probably about the easiest battle. Continue the campaign well. Hope you enjoyed that. It was a bit of fun, I know, but got a chance to see the units and all that. So what I'm going to do is get on the campaign map. We're bound to get an introduction. I'll record that. And we'll look at the first turn, and then that's where I'm going to bring this part to an end, guys.
Your sacred peak is secure, King Grudgebearer. The mountains rumble to the sound of your armies marching, yet the threat to your kind has scarcely diminished.
Oh, looks like we've got it's like a...
The lands around here remain infested with filthy greenskin scum. See for yourself.
Oh, we'll just run through this, then we'll get rid of this.
The greenskins of the Bloody Spears continue to defile your most sacred monuments. They must be expelled from these mountains with all haste. No dwarf king should tolerate such a presence, so close to Everpeak.
Right.
The scabby-eyed tribe of greenskins maintain their hostilities against you from their feeble camps upon the plains. Be sure to watch their movements carefully.
I can see us having some fun with these names.
The dwarfs of Barakvar look kindly upon your cause, sire. With sufficient persuasion, they would likely join your struggle against the greenskins.
Quick click.
Vengeance must be the answer. The Bloody Spears cannot be allowed to regroup after their defeat. Press forward and maintain the offensive.
Select Thorin's army. I presume this is Thorin's army. Oh, won't it let me select the army? Oh, I've got to click here, not the flag. Okay. Armies are used to attack defense settlements. Yes, I know that. Thank you. Advance towards the Bloody Spears. Where's the Bloody Spears? I presume it's this way. There's like a...
Got Ben?
Good. The enemy will no doubt have picked up your movements. They will be frantically barricading their hovels in preparation for you. More of your proud kin stand ready to take up arms against the invaders, my lord.
Select
Recruit
Thorin's
them,
army.
and they
Yes.
will be ready to fight in the battles that are to come.
Recruitment. Extra units. Right, so what have we got here? Dwarf warriors, miners, armoured and shielded, charge against large foes, good against gates. You've got quite high leadership speed, melee attack. These obviously look the better guys, so I think I'd get 3 of
The
those
recruits
actually.
will make first-rate
Obviously,
warriors, I'm sure. For now,
This
the throng
shows
must
the limit
remain in
of
place
number you
to
can
train
recruit.
them. Let's also look at improving your infrastructure at home. A solid base of operations will repay itself on the battlefields ahead.
So yeah, this is select carrot car. Yeah.
Upgraded training facilities will allow you to better train the Dawi to fight, sire.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with this guy.
Stout hands will be set to work immediately.
I'm not convinced
Must
that
seek
I need
ways
that.
to further your methods of war if you are to drive the orc from the mountains. Put the finest minds from the guilds to work on improving your practices and knowledge.
So this is the technology tree. What are we going to go for? Preclude relations, public order. Part of me screams public order, but that is my Attila thing. Thought throwing, yes.
Good.
I think public
In
order will
time,
be just as
the
important in
law
this
they will
game as
gain
other games.
will surely aid your cause. I know your patience wears thin, my king, but you must temper the need for vengeance with further intelligence of the Groby's actions. There is nothing more to do for now.
Okay, this is where I'm going to end it, guys. Obviously, I'll do the intern. Hopefully this guy's going to shut up. I think I will set the... Oh. So obviously these guys have come in to attack.
More greenskins muster in the mountain pass to the east. Attack now, while they remain vulnerable.
Yep. Grudge issued. And... yeah, trespass the green screen grudge, beheld the engaged gauge of Grimro. Bloody spears of trespass with impunity all over the sacred mountains. Their forces gather to the east and to be defeated, belonging to the bloody spears treasury. Yeah, and this is definitely where I'm going to save it, guys. But one thing I will do. Whoops. Game. Where's the option menu? I'll find that, but we're certainly going to shut that guy up. I'm not going to have him annoying me all the way through the campaign. So this is where I'm going to leave it, guys, for this part. We're going to pick it up in part 1, which should be up on the same day as this is released. And until then, guys, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.